Welcome to Vlogmas Day 5, guys. We're doing it.
We're doing this thing. Is it really day 5? Is it December?
Today's the 4th.
Oh, that's
which means
right.
We're going to see it on the 5th. So for you guys, it's day 5.
Oh my gosh.
This is exciting.
We. So the school that Genevieve goes to does these like later start days randomly throughout the year. And it's like there's professional development, I think, in the morning. Well, usually we're pretty good about remembering.
Totally forgot.
Could have slept in. Forgot. Waited out on the bus stop with her in the very, very cold, and there's like a wind advisory too.
Kids are on like these little bikes and like wheel horses. They're all just rolling around.
It's so cute. So anyway, the good news is we got extra time to play with our sister this morning, but we all could have slept longer, and that is a bummer. But
it really is. That's what Mommy was just saying. That's so funny. she said, tell them about the bus.
How we were waiting. Yeah, I texted like my 2 neighbor friends that are usually there. I'm like, why is no one out at the bus stop? And then I'm like, maybe we missed it. I'm like, no, we came out at the normal. Like usually I would see the lights if we did. Anyway.
What's funny, I went out to pull the other car out to get it started to warm up. I'm like, what are you guys doing back? And she's like, the bus never showed. The bus never showed.
And then like in that moment, you said.
I was like, oh
it's
yeah.
It's start. Anyway.
Anyway, all right, off to the gym. You're going to work out here. It's leg day. Never skip leg day.
Hey, I posted on my Instagram a like thing you can screenshot. I got from a Peloton instructor. And you can screenshot it and have it on your phone and put like an emoji for each day you work out, and it's a calendar. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm feeling good about that.
Do you do it on your photos and you just...
Yeah,
you're saying you post it each day with the new...
Yeah, and you're adding to it each day.
Okay.
So you start with the blank one, with however many days you've done. Because, like, we missed December 1st.
But the idea is that you put it on your, like, Instagram.
Yeah. And if you haven't done it yet, our challenge, if you're just... I know most of you guys, if you're still watching, you heard us a few days ago. But the challenge is doing something workout-y, good for yourself, for 6 days a week, at least 20 minutes. So it could be a walk, a jog, a strength, a yoga... Maybe stretch for 20 minutes.
And actually, so we said trying to do it 6 days a week, but what somebody reminded me of, and they mentioned it in a comment and I forgot. A couple of years ago when we did this and we actually followed through and did the whole thing, we didn't say 6 days a week. We just said working out every day, you can skip one day, but not more than one day in a row. And that was how we did it. So that way, if like, okay, you take a day off, no big deal. You took your day off, but then you can't do the next day. Can't be also a day.
Yeah.
So like
that's that rule. Another YouTuber I watched. Does he still make videos? Anyway, he followed that rule and he was like fit. So
yeah, that's. I think that's a good rule of thumb. All right. Anyway. All right. Car should be warm. You ready to go?
On to the day.
Let's go. Well, so remember how we were just talking a second ago and we were like, all right, let's go. 12 seconds after that,
literally,
we heard thump and we're like, that's not a good thump. Poor Felicity fell and, long story short, hit her ear on our coffee table. And so she's fine. But it started to swell up. And so we're like, so Genevieve got on the bus and Jessica ended up calling our ENT and he's like, yeah, go ahead and bring her in. And so luckily he had an appointment like within the hour, which is amazing. So anyway, this is the reality of having young kids. They do this thing where they run around the couch and we tell them constantly, like, don't play it. They call it the couch game. We always say, don't do it. And every time we catch them, we say, get down. And this is why. So anyway, so I sat there and cuddled with her for a little bit. Now Mommy's cuddling her and they're going to go to the doctor here in a few minutes. It's fine. We sent some pictures to our not general practitioner, pediatrician. And she's like, it looks okay. It's not a big deal. We're probably even overreacting, but just want to make sure. So we're going to go take her to the ENT and he's going to take a look at it. Gotta love.
She's okay. That's the more.
Yeah, she's totally fine. And it'll just be, a weight off our shoulders.
What's that called? Not an exhaustion of patience. What? No.
An abundance of caution.
Yeah, that's it.
What did you say? An exhaustion of patience?
I don't know.
Calling Dr. Freud.
update. Took her to the ENT. He didn't seem concerned. All is good. Just to keep an eye on the swelling, which I think, and he thinks too, that the swelling is just stopped. It really is fine, but you know, as a parent, if you are one, that fear of not knowing. And so it always feels better for me, like when we can talk to a doctor, go to a doctor, whatever, just so I can sleep better, knowing that she's fine. And she is. So anyway, that is good news. Tyler and I are kind of trading off getting some stuff done. So I am trying to get some screen. I'm like standing in my bedroom. I don't know. You end up in the weirdest spots sometimes. Anyway, I'm standing in the corner of my bedroom where it's quiet, trying to get screenshots of some stuff for the gift guide I filmed yesterday because I need to get those to my editor. And yeah, that's what I'm up to. I still need to work out as promised, so I'm going to try to find time here in a bit. But tonight we're actually supposed to take Miss Genevieve on a special Gigi Mommy Daddy Day. And Uncle Jason's going to be here with Felicity. So assuming Lissy's still good by then, that's what we're going to do. And Gigi's so excited. It was a surprise. We told her this morning. So, and I feel like Genevieve, you know, obviously with more than one kid, like she doesn't get the amount of attention she did, of course, before Felicity. So trying to carve out time intentionally for both of them separately is important, and it's been hard to do. So I'm so excited to have this time with just her. So we told her she gets to pick where we eat tonight, and I'll be very curious where she picks. All right. She is napping. I'm going to go work out. But this, I will say, is the day that I have never wanted to work out less in my life than I do today. But I also know I'm kind of like in a funk mentally, you know what I mean, today. And I know that if I do this for myself, it'll pull me out of a lot of that funk. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I need to do this for myself for many reasons, but that is a pretty big one, especially since Lissy is happily napping, feeling much, much better. And that, of course, helps get me out of my funk too, because that's a big part of it is when I feel worried. Like anytime the kids are sick, like I've gotten used to it. I mean, I've had kids for 6.5 years now. So I remember the first like year or two when Genevieve would be sick, it would permeate my life. Like it would, I feel like saying debilitating is being dramatic, but it really would. Like I would be so anxious about it. And I think that was kind of wrapped into the postpartum depression, that haze of the time. Regardless, you know, fast forward years, when they get colds and coughs and stuff, now I take it in stride. But injuries really freak me out, even ones that are really pretty minor, like hers today. Even still, you know, you just want to be able to wave a magic wand and fix it, and you can't. Anyway, so that's where I'm at mentally, if you were curious today. But I am excited for what we're doing tonight with Genevieve. So I'm like, I got to get out of this funk. I'm going to do this. I'm going to shower. I'm going to be feeling like a whole new person. I just know it.
That a conversational effort. Basically what we're at.
Okay, every time I use my Shark, this is that like set you see everywhere, the Shark Beauty. It's like the hair dryer, curler, and one. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I literally completely missed one. Anyway, other than that, very straight one. I love the like softer look that it gives that I feel like I can never quite get with my regular beloved curling wand. I was doing this, by the way, and Genevieve came up and said, will you curl my hair too, but with your normal one? Because the Shark one, it's not super loud, but it's, you know, it's the sound of a hair dryer, but a little quieter. So I'm heating this up to, well, I guess I could just do that one with this. But anyway, I really do like it. And I get asked a lot because I've had it for a few years, like, is it worth the money, blah, blah, blah. I really do like it. And when I remember to use it, I love the look it gives. It always says, do it on your hair when it's like 80% dry, 90% dry. My hair was completely dry, and I think it worked best. So for that soft look, because for me, because my hair is naturally like wavy curly, when it naturally dries, even part of the way, this will kind of straighten curl it as it dries, but never the amount I want. So I've realized for me to love this, I just need to have my hair totally dry. But that's kind of nice because then on day 2 hair, I can still use it and it works nicely too. So there's my 2 cents. I would say wait till you can get it on sale, but I really do love it. There you go. And I should mention, it is much, much cheaper than the Dyson version of this. They're both expensive, but the Dyson I feel like is a couple $100 more, so.
Hi, Funkle Jason.
Hi.
So, all right, we are taking Genevieve out tonight to a very special event. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Funkle Jason's here. Everyone loves Funkle Jason. So you're going to watch Felicity?
I'm going to watch Felicity.
Yeah, well, we go to take Genevieve on a very special Christmassy evening. We'll explain in a minute. So, all right, well, we'll see you in a little bit.
See ya.
All right, we're out on our special night. Got some dinner. She wanted fast food. Isn't that funny? We were like, we could have gone to a pizza. That's what she wanted. Anyway, so we are stopping at... Okay, someone is turning your music down. Anyway, so we're stopping at a store to get flowers because the show we're seeing tonight is a show every year that we've missed. We haven't been able to. Someone we know is in it, and we're excited to finally be able to go. They procured our tickets and everything. It was so sweet. So we're going to bring her some flowers. Got our flowers. Gigi picked out. So we ended up stopping at Walmart because it was the closest store and we got to get going. But we do need almond milk, so we're grabbing that. Figure it'll be fine in the very cold car.
Yeah. In our fridge.
Yeah, exactly. And just like that, we were in, we were out. Almond milk, flowers in tow.
Well, it took forever to find parking. Finally found some. Had to back into a spot that was really not... it was a spot, but it was way too narrow to be a real spot. But you know what? It works. So now we're walking. It's pretty far along. Oh my gosh. We are like a half mile away. But this was the closest spot we found. Oh my goodness gracious.
You squeezed into that.
Yeah. All right. Woo. Well, we made it. We got plenty of time. We're doing great on time, so that's good. People are stopping us as we're walking. Like, did you find a spot over there? And I was like, yeah, I think the last spot, and I'm not even totally sure it was a real spot. So, I wish I had better advice. But anyway, you do what you got to do.
I love when he's comfy and he just licks his chops. He's like, okay.
All right.
Oh, what a night.
It is way past our bedtime.
Yep, early December back in 24. Mm-hmm. We had so much fun. It was so fun.
So, if you are in a stage of your life where high school is not a part of your life, I feel like there's stages, like when you're a kid, unless maybe you have some older siblings going, you know, high school is not really a big part of your world. Mm-hmm. Then you go to high school, and that's kind of a big part of your world. And there's a time period after that we're in right now where we don't have kids in high school, so it's just not a part of my thought. If you're in one of those stages that are not part of high school, just so you know, it's still going on.
All of it.
It hasn't changed
drama,
at all. It hasn't changed.
The intrigue.
The kids are still high school kids. And it's amazing.
Honestly, it really was. I'm like, this is one of those, I feel like we've hit an age where now, like if you had asked me, I don't know, 10 years ago, we were obviously much closer to high school age, or even like 8 years ago, you feel more like akin to that. Yeah. But then you reach a certain threshold and you're like, oh, you are children.
I'm a straight up grown up.
I am actual grown up.
Y'all are
when
children.
Did this happen? But it was so much fun, and it just gave me all the feels. Yeah. All the Christmassy feels, but also all the feels of like my own show choir journey. Yeah. I loved show choir, you guys, so much.
Yeah, we don't have to go down that road right now. We've done that before, but it was so good. It was so fun, and it's so funny because I did not like high school at all, and now it's so funny looking at it with an adult lens. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I feel like I was kind of like I couldn't see the forest for the trees because you don't have any. Yeah. You don't have any wisdom. You don't have anything to draw on to know 4 years is so fast. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, you don't have.
I was basically the same person 4 years ago. You know what I mean?
Youth is wasted on the young. They always say, and it's just, man, it was so almost enlightening to go to a high school again for the first time in 15 years. I mean, how old are you when you graduate? Like, it's been.
Oh, I thought you were saying you graduated at 15.
No, it's like 15 years-ish.
Because you were 18 when you, I don't know, yeah.
Anyway. It was just very cool. And it was very cool seeing, like, show choir kids and that kind of stuff. It's still going on. Also, every time I think of show choir, I always think of the middle. Okay. When Sue Heck is like, I joined the show choir, and she's all excited. And they go, and they're all and she's like a stagehand on the side. She like brings a box out.
I was like, where did that storyline go?
They're like looking for her, like, I don't see her. And then she comes out like with bringing a box. And then I think she like trips and falls. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, it is.
But anyway, it was such an enjoyable night.
It really was.
Did love it. It was also,
and thanks to our neighbors if you're watching.
The orchestra, the band, I think was mostly made up of high school kids too. I'm like, they were amazing. Is that true? Well, you could see, because they would like show the conductor, and you could see some of the kids in there, and they look like high school kids.
Oh my gosh!
But I think
if that's the case, man.
I think it was
some of the theaters around us need to hire those kids to play in their bands. Some of the...
Yeah, but I think it was a mix, because I'm assuming like the piano player, I'm assuming that was a professional piano player, and like some of them were professionals, but then the strings and some other things were the kids. But it was amazing. It was. I had so much fun.
Trip down memory lane.
Yeah. What else?
I'm trying to think. Oh, so the games that I mentioned, if you saw my gift guide is the gift guide video up yet?
I don't think so.
I think it'll be up. Okay. I feel like I've already talked about it in either this vlog or yesterday's vlog.
Everything's running together.
I know, really, truly.
Yeah.
That video is going live soon if it's not live yet on my channel. That's not my point. My point here is I talked about in that video how games are a really good gift. And I'm like, I feel like people don't, overlook games. And I was trying to think through what are our favorite games. And every Vlogmas, we always talk about it because you guys always give us some really good ideas. And we usually gain a new game that year, you know what I mean, to play. Because we'll just play, like we've said, like in the evening sometimes. Yeah. Like instead of doing what we're doing right now, we'd be playing a game. Right. But what are like, if you were instantly, like someone said, what are some of your favorite quickie little 2-player plus games?
So I'm looking at it, and that's partly what's on my mind. I love Racco, which is this. It's genuinely like Genevieve
Look how
could probably
old this
play.
Thing is.
It is the easiest game in the world, but I like it because it's just kind of
something. It's not dusty because we play it all the time. I love this game.
You just get cards and put them in an order.
You just got to get them in order before the other person does.
It's so simple, but it's kind of perfect because if you're like watching a show, it's very easy to play that game and actually pay attention. Where there's other games like you got to pick. You're either playing the game or watching the show. But this is one you can kind of like just have something to do. While we're watching.
Yeah, it's a goodie. You can usually find it for like, I'm pretty sure we bought this one at Goodwill because I had one like growing up or something too. I think my mom still has it. Another one that we learned about, if it wasn't last year, it was the year before, is called The Game. And it's kind of similar, but you're working together. It's a collaborative game. But again, you can absolutely play it while watching something. It's a little bit more mindless. Obviously, that is the goal for us. We want to be able to do 2 things at once. Anyway, but that one is a good one. Bananagrams. That came to mind. We have not played that in a minute. And I'm like, we had a Bananagrams, like, addiction, I would say.
For a while. We were playing a lot.
I miss it. They have like Bananagrams Junior or something.
Yeah. They have a couple different versions of it. We played it. We have a couple different downstairs, and I think we played them and we didn't like any of the others.
One of them was like a travel-friendly one. I did not like that one.
And one was, what do they call it, like Split or something like that? Or it was like a party version of the game or something like that. Yeah, I didn't like that one either. Just classic Bananagrams. It was so good.
Yeah. Anyway, I was trying to think if there were any other ones I didn't think of. Because I was making the links for that.
Most everything else we do is like just card games. Like we play like golf or, other
Which, by the way,
like...
golf is like a card game. You either know it or you don't. But it's basically the same game as Play 9, which is like an actual available to buy game. You know what I mean? My sister, they play 9. And when we were playing golf at Thanksgiving, her and her husband were like, wait. And they're wanting to play the Play 9 rules or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what those rules are, but... It's like basically the exact same game.
Well, my grandma taught us golf. Did I teach you that, or did you already know it?
No, that was the craziest thing. We've had this discussion before. Your grandmother separately taught you that. Okay, I had never heard of this game in my life, but I want to say my nephew or someone taught it to us. And then around the same time, like, we ended up playing cards together, and we both happened to know it.
Okay.
It was like one, and it's not popular like euchre, you know what I mean? Where it's like, well, of course you knew euchre, and so did I. It's one of those games that I feel like no one's heard of that game.
Although I think euchre is a Midwest thing, and a bunch of people out in like California are like, euchre, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, it is big.
That's here. A big Midwest thing. So
people have euchre parties, euchre clubs, euchre nights.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I play Grandma's rules when it comes to golf, and I don't care about your rules. Grandma taught me, and that's
Grandma. I don't even know what my rules are. I'm pretty sure I change them every time, but
or Vegas rules, basically.
house rules.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think that's pretty much that.
I was trying to think. I think we vlogged this morning, and then I didn't vlog like all day. So this is what you're getting today.
Well, and as you saw,
it
was just a weird day. Our day was kind of turned upside down, and when those kinds of things happen, what you were doing, you don't care because you're like, you just want to make sure that sweetie is fine. And so I was vlogging earlier. You'll see it when you edit this. Yeah. Just that I was in kind of a weird headspace for a while. Yeah. I really do think my workout helped a lot. And then getting a shower helped. Yeah. All of the above. Well,
and then with a little bit of work time I had to edit Vlogmas, and then I had an admin meeting today. Yeah. And so like we had all kinds of stuff. So just not a very exciting day. I was supposed to film
today, and I did not film. It's really thrown off everything. I'm having to like redo my whole schedule. December for me though on my channel, I kind of take a little more lightly, or at least try to, knowing that we're doing Vlogmas. Like I'm still planning to do Declutter December.
Ooh.
Get it?
I get it.
That's coming soon.
Nice.
I'm doing that closer to Christmas because I'm like, by then all of us are shopped out. We don't want to hear any more gift idea. Oh, you might, but I don't. Anyway, that's coming soon. I am very excited to film that.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow on the Flippity Flop.
Love you guys.